Hi, third and fourth and fifth grade. Welcome to art. Today we're talking about pop artist Keith Haring. He was born in 1958 and was popular in the 1980s, which was when I was in high school. I graduated in 1982. And he used to go down to the subways of New York and he would find these old frames that they used to have advertising in, and he would take his white chalk and he would go down there and he would draw these real quick drawings. And he had to be fast because it was against the law to draw all over people's stuff. And he got arrested many times, but he just kept drawing and kept drawing and kept drawing. And they called it public art because he felt like art should be shared with everyone, not just the wealthy. Eventually, when he started getting popular and people wanted to see more of his art, he started having art shows and people were buying his art. And he opened up a store in New York called the Pop Shop, where he sold t-shirts and posters and buttons and everything. He had stuff that was in there for $1 because he really wanted the public to have art. And he just felt like at that time you had to be wealthy to own art, and he wanted to make sure that you could own art. So he sold it in his store, his own art. And he was actually very simple. He just drew very simple lines, but he had a lot of messages in his art, and he became very famous for it. So I'm going to show you a lot of videos and some examples of stuff that he did. And then I've got a fun little thing for you to do. So I'm going to put a little worksheet in there for you guys like this that shows you 3 different ways to draw one of Keith Haring's characters. And they're very flat. They're not perspectively drawn at all where they look three-dimensional. They're very flat. Everything's very flat. So you just kind of have to follow the lines. You just kind of have to play with it and follow the lines. And so I'm going to look at this guy right here, and I'm going to start with his head. So I'm going to put his little head there, right? And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to come up on the side of his head, and I've got to look where the lines are coming out of his head, right? And then I'm going to come and I'm going to try to draw just like it's showing me. But you have to really look at where the lines start and where they stop so that yours looks like a Keith Haring drawing and not just scribble scrabble, okay? But he would draw these really quickly, got really good at it. He loved comic books. His dad was an artist, and he learned to draw from his dad. And he loved Disney and Dr. Seuss. He was really enamored with the whole thing. He went to art school for a little while. He didn't like it because his art is very whimsical. And as you know, in many art schools, they are trying to teach you to draw realism, where everything looks super duper real. And he didn't like that. He wanted to express himself, and this was his way of expressing himself. So I want you guys to have fun with these little figures, and I want you to just play with it. That's what erasers are for. You're going to have to erase a lot. You're going to have to play with the figures. You're going to get used to like how knees bend and stuff like that. And once you get them all drawn and get them the way you want them, I want you to cut them out, arrange them on a piece of paper and color them, or draw all 3 of them on one piece of paper and color them. Okay? So I want you guys to have fun with this, and I want you to watch the videos on Keith Haring, and I'll see you next time in art. Bye.